COVID must have made it more difficult to raise money or to figure out how to give it away and to run the foundation remotely. So how did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, COVID was COVID in this past year was a remarkable year, David. And there was a lot of uncertainty about what does that mean in terms of how we continue to move at a quick and a fast pace, despite the fact that we weren't going to be together. How do we consider the fact that we knew how damaging this was going to be on our communities and our community partners? As you know, we saw 11 years of job growth go away in 11 weeks, and we knew which communities would be hit hardest by that. It was our communities. And but I'm so proud of the way that we responded and rebounded. You know, we activated something called the Relief Fund, which was for only the third time in the history's organization that we've activated the Relief Fund. Once was after 9/11, the other was after Hurricane Sandy, and now the third was COVID-19, where we had a few specific focuses. One was supporting the nonprofit sector, which we knew was going to take an extraordinary hit. And these were all the organizations that were doing the social service work in the city and beyond that needed it. And the second piece was emergency cash assistance, just getting cash into people's hands. We knew that from data that we supported and funded and helped build, that over 40%, around 43% of people could not afford a $400 shock with cash. Well, that shock was here, and it was a lot more than $400. So we knew immediately what you had to do was get cash supports into people that needed it most, and specifically people who we saw government intervention was not touching.
But let me ask you, during COVID, many nonprofit organizations have suffered because they would say their donors don't feel as wealthy as they did before. Did your donors say, not right now, I know it's a problem, but I don't make as much money as I used to, or did you get more money from your donors?
Yeah, but we actually saw people who stepped up significantly, and I think there's a couple things that we learned and really helped to unpackage with all that. One was that the reality was that not everyone was getting financially hurt during this time. That while you did have certain people who did see their incomes decrease, or in many cases their incomes go away, you saw some that actually saw their businesses increase and their businesses jump. And part of the challenge that we also continue to see was how this separation and this divide and the wealth divide, how it shows itself. And so you had people who that dynamic and that reality showed itself also in philanthropic giving. The second piece was, I think we saw a measure of human pain and a universality of the human pain that was impossible for people not to respond to.